What's up, it's your boy Plamo-Fudo. Today's video is super simple, super easy. I'm actually going to be teaching you guys how to panel line. Pretty simple stuff. We're going to be showing you two different ways how to panel line, different markers and everything, what you can do, how to clean it up, and hopefully your projects will come out looking a lot more crisp. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me show you what we have for today. Alright, so today I'm going to show you the different types of panel lining you can use. If you look to my right, you have your good old natural panel line accent color, plus you have some enamel thinner, so that way we can go ahead and get rid of the excess. This is some universal stuff. We'll talk about this. I just got this at a local hobby store, so actually I don't know where you guys can get this online, but I hope looking at my review today it'll kind of make it worth it. Now, first panel line marker we have off the top is actually a gray panel line marker. I don't think I'm going to use this one, but again, I just kind of wanted to show you guys this because a lot of you may actually have something that gray could kind of like complement the original mecha's color. But I was thinking I was just going to go with a simple black for this, just because I'm trying to show you guys the difference of how you can actually take a normal gunpla. This is just your simple high-grade RX-78-2, and shout out to that one Zaku for supplying this for the channel, so that way we could actually show you guys how to panel line. So, overall, it's pretty simple. What you do with this stuff is you just kind of shake your pen, remove the cap, and it has a fine needle point. And what you're going to do with that is essentially go through all the cracks in your gunpla and kind of highlight the fact that there are cracks. Highlight the different curvatures of the parts of your mecha. I mean, yeah, I'm rambling on here, but it's really a see-for-yourself kind of job. This is like an actual marker. It's got a bit of a fine brush tip to it as well. Also has a little bit of a clear see-through, so you can actually see what the brush itself is going to look like. I don't actually need this, and you're probably thinking, well, why not just use a black marker? Well, this is a little bit different, and this one is kind of more for the comfortability, and it's also not rectangular or, you know, slanted like a marker. So we're gonna go ahead and actually start with the pen, because I'm mostly trying to panel line it with the panel lining fluid. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this, and we're gonna show you what I mean, okay? I'm gonna keep it a stack with you, Chief. You can 100% choose to panel line your Gundam, and you can choose to panel line it all together, or you could actually choose to kind of separate it. So for me, for the maximum amount of detail, and also just to kind of be able to reach everything, and also see it as a progress done versus, you know, progress unfinished, I like to go ahead and put everything in an order. So I'm taking everything apart right now, but yeah, there's like this one line that just kind of range right down here, and essentially that's what I'm trying to get panel lined. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the torso here. I've got this little bit of a space, and I'm just kind of gonna go through it. Now, it's okay if you accidentally mark on the actual Gundam. That's perfectly fine. So you see how you have like this darker line versus just kind of nothing? Once you have more panel lining on your actual Gundam, I promise you, it would legit stand out. So that was a marker that just fell off the wall. Just kind of trying to hold it in so I can get it. There you go, see? Not too bad, not too shabby. Looks a lot cleaner. So I'm seeing some more room for us to be able to panel line on the backpack, so I'm gonna go ahead and take it. So you see how it's just a little bit of a difference? So that's all that really panel lining is, dude. You're not really like doing anything too advanced here, but I will say it is a little bit of a time-consuming task. So if you got the time for it, you know, I would just say do it. You know what I mean? That's kind of chilling, doing its thing. Let's go ahead and get a little bit now. When you use your thinner or like your enamel liquids, what you're going to want to do is dip the essential Q-tip into your bottle, and then just kind of press it against the flat part of the lid, so that way you can kind of squeeze off the excess. So from there, what you're going to want to do, right, let's see if we can get the camera to refocus, just kind of give it a natural little wipe. You know what I mean? There you go, there you go. See if we can get rid of this bottom piece over here. Just dry it up a little bit. There you go. Now you have a little bit more of a finer tuned panel line part. Here's our before on the waist. I'm gonna go ahead and do an after, right? Everything I'm just gonna do a little bit of a before and after, but I'll show you as we panel line the arms and the legs on certain parts, okay? So this is what it looks like before. Let me go ahead and show you the after.
You would stop by later. Maybe I'm gonna fix something too. You wanna grab something from the street and bring it home? But yeah, I'm just.
Alright, so I got a good majority of the waist, a good majority of the torso, and even the backpack colored. But I know this isn't panel lining, but I'd like to take a second to just kind of show you again. The whole point of my videos is to help you, the builder, grow in skill. So I thought I'd take a second just to kind of show the panel lining. So I went ahead and wiped some of the panel line marks away on the chest. I also panel lined up here on the shoulders just to kind of give it that darkness to it. Now, I could go ahead and panel line. Nah, really, there's no real reason for me to panel line right here. I could probably do a little bit of panel lining right there, and then even kind of like, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's actually see how it looks. Worst comes to worst. And by the way, I want to point out something. I have severe nerve damage from a car accident that I was in. So this arm here has actually completely broken in half. So and I'm not telling you, sorry, I should have given you a heads up, but the reason why I tell you this, man, is because, you know, I'm out here showing people you can do anything, despite any disability you may have. I'm one-legged, half a broken arm, half a metal arm, doing everything that I do daily, okay? So yes, I got mad shakes even when I'm panel lining, but it's perfectly fine, all right, you guys? Accidents are meant to happen. You gotta find your rhythm. It used to be so much worse for me, okay? I used to have so many markings on the actual Gundam. I was discouraged as hell from panel lining, but I said, nah, I'm gonna keep doing it. So maybe let my videos kind of inspire you to do good, do better, do what you do. So here's a little bit of paneling I've done back here. I got these little side pockets. I got the little square unit right here. I think this comes out because that's definitely where the bazooka has to go. And then also I panel lined right here. I could go ahead and also open the flaps, and I will need to panel line over here too. So we'll definitely need to go ahead and see it. Like, look at this. You can't tell me that little black line there, sorry for the out of focus, that little black line there doesn't look cool as hell compared to that, you know, all bland and white, you know what I mean? So let's go ahead and throw another little line right there, and I'm gonna leave that, doesn't matter, I don't care. So yeah, looks really dope, it just highlights, but here's what I wanted to show you guys, okay? So I'm gonna actually use a little bit of this metallic GX silver marker on the back thrusters over here. So you see how they're gray? They're actually built in, they're part of the backpack and everything. Oh, actually no, I could pop these out, they have little pegs. Sick, even easier, let's do that. I'm gonna turn these basic gray, or basic dark gray thrusters down here into a silver metallic reflective coat. So let me show you. I use these two markers right here, and these are our results, all right? So you're able to kind of turn it from a lighter, or to a dark gray, into actual thrusters. So gives it a nice metallic approach to it. Plus most kits will have like an actual like detail or like an accessories part that'll probably cost you like $6 for like metal thrusters. But I mean, all in all, get yourself a $6 gold marker and a $10 silver marker, and you can make endless amounts of these. It's dope. But also it adds to nice customization with the panel lining. So that's just, you know, that's just something else you can do. Hope you guys learned from that. So I just kind of wanted to show you guys the body again. This is just kind of what I've gotten it to. So I did do a little bit of panel lining right here on the chest underneath this armor plate. I went back over on the neck, as you can see. Other than that, we have the thrusters looking clean as hell. We got the gold inside. And I even like to sometimes mark the inner of my like pegs. I'll paint them silver as well. Or I'll get these parts right here that kind of connect to the leg to be a little bit of a silver, because overall it just kind of makes the Gundam look a lot better. Gives it a more real grade approach. I don't know why my nerves are kicking my ass today. But I have a hand drill here that's actually a wired hand drill. I have the cord underneath me, it doesn't really extend. What I'm actually gonna go ahead and do is, you see how there's these two holes here? I'm gonna go ahead and drill these out just because it kind of gives more of a realistic approach to my Gundam. Again, this is kind of a tutorial video on how to panel line, but you get all kinds of tips and tricks whenever you watch my videos. Whatchamacallit, you can get a hand drill, like a twist. twist kind of drill, and I will show you what that effect would look like. touches, there you go. See? Kind of looks a little bit better, right? I mean, once you kind of add that on, that looks a lot doper, you know what I mean? We're gonna do a little bit of magic. We're gonna drop some of that panel lining fluid into this, and we're just gonna kind of watch it flow. So I'm just gonna go ahead and open it and just tap it against. We're gonna see where it panel lines. Nice. So as you can see, this stuff is literally automatic. You just gotta tap it and it flows like water. So I know you guys can kind of see everything developing now, which is actually really badass. Let me go ahead and get a little bit over here. Straight up, bro, a little bit goes so long with this stuff. See, I'm gonna continue to get the rest of this, and be very careful with everything that you have, because I've seen some bad incidents happen. So I'm just gonna kind of go over everything once more, give it a little good love tap. So as you can see, let me put that up. We have a lot more to the shield right now. So it's definitely doing its job as far as panel lining. All I have to do is just kind of go through and re-wipe that, but I definitely like that. It's doing really, really good. Half of it compared to the other side looks really damn clean. So I am gonna go ahead and try to get the rest of it, and we'll see what that looks like. So I've got my Q-tip. All I need to kind of go ahead and do is just wipe away at some of this, right? Just kind of get the excess, because excess no bueno. There you go. Just kind of add for a darker touch. I feel like I wiped too much of that away a little bit a while ago, so that works for me. Let's go ahead and wipe up here. So yeah, it definitely looks a little bit more detailed than before, a little bit cleaner. Let's see, everything's on there. But overall, the overall shield, just kind of with the hole too, gives a better approach. So I've got this arm chilling. This one is on panel line, so we're gonna go ahead and take a look at what it looks like once you do panel line. So you just kind of gotta dap this to some of the edges, and it pretty much does its job. Like, I didn't even get to this side and it's already flowed over. So what I'm gonna do is lean it, there you go, and it goes up here. Give it another little dap. So it just kind of runs all throughout, and you can see you've got a little bit of a darker panel line chip to it. So let's go ahead and see where I can panel line here. Oh yeah. This has like a little bit of a crossways kind of deal. Got that side. Got that side. And now again, yeah, I'm probably getting a little bit dirty by the way I'm holding it, but I'm gonna let it kind of sit and dry, and then what I'm gonna go ahead and do is wipe everything away, like half of what I just did. So let's go ahead and actually do that. We're gonna let this one chill now. The longest sitting piece I have, I think, is this, so let me go ahead and get a little bit of thinner. I'm just gonna wipe that real quick. Cool. There you go. While also keeping a good majority of the panel lining that is there. I think I'm just gonna do a sideways swipe. Let's go ahead and go and wipe this. So I'm just gonna give it a nice little dab, small dab, nothing too crazy. Let's go ahead and just wipe it this way. Cool. A lot of this is actually coming off just like I thought, and it's staying there. So you guys see that? It's actually pretty useful. It's actually still retaining a little bit of a panel line. So, I mean, real talk, I would probably just use my my pin, because I feel a little bit comfortable. And whenever I have my pin down here and I'm just like a nerd with my head in the book, just getting everything detailed, it's not as bad. I'm not as shaky. So I'm just cleaning this all up. There you go, arms clean. That looks pretty good to me. Still, again, holding some of its panel lines, so that's pretty dope. You can really mostly see it like around this wrist part here. I guess this is like the 3mm peg, so if you want to attach the shield to either side, you're more than welcome to. So dope. We'll go ahead and leave that together. And so check it out. This is exactly what I was talking about. I'm going to use the silver marker to give the hand a little bit of a metallic finish to it. You've given it more of a actual robotic touch to it. Let's see if I can get that to flip over. There you go. Damn, that looks a lot cleaner than the other pair. So all I do is I go for the flat parts of the hand, right? Don't worry about in between, because that adds a little bit of a contrast to it. So then you get something along that pattern. Truth be told, if you're new to markers, this is actually probably the best thing for you to do, because the better you can get at doing smaller details like hands, the better you'll be at doing thrusters, parts of backpack, V-fins, chest fins, and everything. But yeah, turn a nice little fist into a silver reflective one. All right, so I have the legs set apart. What we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna drop, probably got a little bit too much there. We're gonna go ahead and drop a little bit of this panel lining fluid and just let it do its thing. And I'm gonna be excessive on this, right? I'm gonna be like mad excessive. I'm just gonna see what, I don't mind the cleanup because I just redid the arms and the arms came out really badass. The only thing is I gotta watch how I'm wiping, but look at that. It's literally already going through. All you gotta do is just tap. We'll redo that. And it's okay to mess up and have to redo stuff. It's perfectly fine. Just means that you get a trial and error and you get a chance to figure out like what not to do. You know what I mean? All you really got to do is tap apparently, and the panel lining fluid takes care of the rest of it for you. So let me go ahead and get this side too. Again, learn. I'm going to tap from the bottom in the middle and then the top. There we go. Give it a little bit of a continuation. There you go. So it's definitely right to let the legs dry and do their thing because as you can see, it looks a lot better, a little bit more panel lined, definitely a lot more detailed there at the knee. Looks really dope. I'm actually proud of how this came out. So I'm gonna go ahead and let these chill off to the side and then work on the feet. We'll show those next and then we'll put it all together. What I like to do is, you see how you have all these like, here, let's see if we can get it. You have all these panels. Like, let me go ahead and mark a couple so you can see what I mean. That one. That's a panel. That's a panel. I like to go over my feet and just kind of start getting every single one of those. And you may have a little bit of excess, and that's perfectly fine. I'm so glad that that panel lined inside because I wanted to highlight the outside edges. Let's go. Alright, cool. Oops. Gotta get that one too. There we go. And just like that, bottom of the foot covered, nice and clean. Looks a lot better than what it was a while ago, huh? Yeah, I do gotta go ahead and touch up, but I mean, what kind of foot would you rather have? You know what I mean? Little details, little details. So we're going ahead and panel lined the gun with some of the panel lining fluid. I panel lined over here, right here at this little edge, and I even dipped in right here and it flowed. But it looks a lot better. I like that the edges of this gun are a little bit more detailed, so I'm going to place that off to the side. Overall, I don't really think that there's much I can do with the bazooka. I mean, I probably could get like in the cracks over here, but truth be told, you could do a little bit of that, you know what I mean? I normally, with my silver marker, will I come through here and then I'll add a little bit of panel lining to it. So really, panel lining is up to you. It's a creative touch. There's no right or wrong way to, well, yeah, there's a couple wrong ways to do it, but there's no right and wrong amounts, okay? You can panel line to your heart's content, or you could leave stuff gray and leave it as it be, you know what I mean? The choice is entirely up to you. But let's go ahead and take a look at what we got, right? Because it's all put together. Alright guys, here we go. Here is end results. This is everything. I'm going to go ahead and let it spin so that way we can do a side-by-side comparison. But yeah, this is essentially the RX-78 same one we were working on, the high grade 144. Just a lot of different panel lining techniques and a lot of marker techniques here. Like for example, let me go ahead and touch that over here. With the gun, I went ahead and made the muzzle and this bottom barrel down here silver. Also along with the actual scope, along with the hands. I didn't really go silver on the back, but you'll see later I did do some silver on the back of the hands. But overall, this right here is a huge step up from what we had at the start. It makes a 75-cent gun feel like it's like a $2 gun. So that itself feels like it belongs to a real grade. Now for the bazooka, I said there wasn't really much to panel line, and I was kind of right to that. But I did go back and panel line right here, and then I cleaned up my mess. We added some silver to it, so I could probably go ahead and do some red in here to indicate for the missiles and everything, and I just might actually. But I went ahead and just kind of, I didn't really do too much silver elsewhere, you know what I mean? I wanted to keep it light, And truth be told, this bazooka is actually going to be custom painted here pretty soon because I had a pretty awesome idea for the video. Taking a look at the shield, I did actually go ahead and re-panel line the shield as well. I found these two little divots here that I could go with, and I did panel line all the way across the shield so you guys can see it there. You definitely see how panel lining can give your stuff a nice darker detail. Not to mention we did panel line on the back yesterday, so yeah, we gave it a little bit of depth, a little bit of shadows to it, so I'm pretty happy with that. The two drilled in holes definitely make it look a lot cleaner than before. Also, you can attach stuff here. So if you have a 3mm drill, you're more than able to attach anything, just like over here. So starting off from the back, let's go ahead and look at the backpack. So the backpack's pretty simple. We got panel lining up here into these little notches. We did a little bit of panel lining right here. We also colored the thrusters here like a metallic silver, and then in the insides like a little bit of a metallic gold. Now I am going to leave this as is because I have a really awesome video in mind for weathering, and this is the prime candidate. But you see how much darker it is over here? How much more details you get? So going on to the chest, you guys, like I said, we panel lined the neck, we panel lined this chest plate here. We also panel lined right here on this little line. Other than that, we got the sides. The sides are a lot more panel lined than they were before. We also got the waist guards. I'm sorry, I'm blanking right now. But for the most part, the head also looks pretty good. I'm sorry, I skipped that. Definitely skipped that. We have a lot of details when it comes to the back of the head too. And that's kind of what you want. That's the whole goal of panel lining, you know what I mean? To just make everything look dark, highlight everything, and just kind of do better than what the... It's pretty much just to make the kit look better, you guys. And I'm so sorry, I've been spacing a lot in this video. I'll be completely honest with you. I did have a family member pass away, so I'm just actually trying to keep myself busy. And I am doing my best to just kind of bring some content to the world. But yeah, this is the customized panel lined RX-872. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a spin wheel here so we can do a side-by-side comparison. But you guys, thank you so much for watching my video. I am Plamo-Fudo, and you are all really, really badass and so kind, man. Thank you guys, everybody, for your support. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe video. And if you want to see more, stay tuned because we got a weathering video coming next, and we have a scribing video and painting. So I'm gonna teach you guys how I airbrush and just what to do. So later, go.